Connor Plays Magic, back once again with some vintage cube, and this time we have finally done it. We have opened some power in pack one, pick one. So we're obviously going to be going for the Mox Ruby here, but we have some sweet ones as well. We've got Mana Volt here, got Balance, the Fallen Shinobi that we did in the last draft. There's some interesting stuff, Narset wheels, things like that. I'm seeing the burst lightning with Mox Ruby. I do kind of want to try the like mono red or red white aggro style draft, but seeing just the burst lightning, I'm not seeing a ton of support for that in this pack. Obviously, the Mana Volt's gonna go, but I'm curious what'll come back around, and we'll keep ourselves open. I mean, having a Mox as a pick one is just amazing. Let's go to pick two. Here, what do we have? We got Arid Mesa, very strong. Wheel of Fortune, another good card. Fire Covenant. Monastery Mentor. Actually, you know what? For a white or a red-white draft, if that's the way we want to go, Monastery Mentor is very good. With Moxes, that's strong. There's a lot that we could do there. We also have this Generous Plunderer if we want to go in that direction. Beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure token. When you do, yeah, I like that. I feel like the Monastery Mentor is probably the strongest. Pest Infestation is also a good card. You know what? We'll do Arid Mesa just to keep ourselves open. These are replaceable. Okay, so we went Ruby Arid Mesa. We're wide open. We can kind of do whatever we want from here. So pick three. I think we're going to go with Oko just because that is the strongest card that's here. I'm seeing some other stuff that could go in like a red-white deck, the Thalia, the land, but Oko's just incredible. So, I mean, we can spec on it now. We're pretty wide open. I mean, Mox and a fetch, even though they are leaning red, can really go in any kind of deck. So we'll grab the Oko and see what comes back around for the rest of the packs. Here, if we want to play Oko, probably want to be in some sort of blue. We could do the Spara's Headquarters is something we can grab with Arid Mesa to cast the Oko. Just in general, what we have here, seeing the Seasoned Pyro and the Bone Horde, Dracosar. Teferi is also just a good control finisher if we are in some sort of bigger blue control deck. Exhume. I think I'm going to grab the Sparas and just stay open. We're early enough in that we can kind of do whatever, and if we have Sparas that can get fetched with Arid Mesa, we've got access to a little bit of everything. Here, we've got Dragon Rage Chandler. We've got Terra Sunder, Generous Ent. I mean, Generous Ent can also find us the Spara's Headquarters. That can keep us open if we want to do some sort of like, this is starting to look maybe like some domain land kind of thing. Probably not doing the Hex Mage. The Greaves could be a bit of a spec if we wanted to go into like a, yeah, if we wanted to get a Nadu deck going, we'll grab the Generous Ent. I'm just not sure what to grab out of this pack, and there's nothing that's really calling to me. Here, ooh, this is interesting. This could be an interesting Oath deck. If we get it this early and build around it, that's actually not a crazy pick. And then we could grab a couple big cards, hopefully like the Worldspine Worm and stuff comes back around. Oko Oath is just a very interesting combo. I like that a lot. Let's grab the Oath of Druids. I'm just going to double check here. Paradoxical Outcome, Corpse Dance, Rabble Master, Tameo. Tameo is okay with extra turns, but it usually wheels, so I'm hoping to get Tamio on the wheel. Let's just grab the Oath here. And then here, what do we have? We could grab Petal to try and get an Oath out early. Triplicate Titan. If we're doing Oath, Triplicate Titan is just a strong top end. So let's grab that. I'm not seeing anything else that's super important to us. There is the Razor Verge Thicket is green, but I think we have enough fixing here that's looking specifically Generous Ent for the forests, and I think that's replaceable. So let's just grab the Triplicate Titan. Here, Show and Tell. I like Show and Tell. More cheating things in green and blue. And that seems to make more sense than Dothy, Sedmore Witch, anything else we have here. There's Sahili, double blue pip. Golos is probably not something that we want to be oathing into. It doesn't seem to be strong enough. So yeah, we'll grab Show and Tell. And then here we could grab the Narset for some sort of like Narset wheels that we might be able to do. There's also Indatha if we wanted that. I don't think that we need that if we're green-blue. That's really just one of the colors that we have so far. So I'm going to grab the Narset, hopefully do some Narset wheeling things. Then here, probably just grab the Volk. That's another thing that we can grab with Arid Mesa. Don't want any of these creatures. Or we could do Wheel of Fortune. Actually, Wheel of Fortune with Narset, I mean, that's a combo right there, and we can get red mana pretty easily with this. Let's do the Wheel of Fortune, actually. Trinket Mage to grab Ruby is obviously a thing, but we don't. We're just going to grab this Walking Closet to play lands. I just don't want to grab any smaller creatures. Obviously, grabbing the Ruby is good, but with the Oath, it just doesn't make sense. So we'll grab that. Here, Ulamog is just the best strong top end big creature that we can do. There's nothing great. I'm going to grab the Imp Seal probably, just in case we really want to be looking up for some sort of, or tutor up some sort of combo. We'll grab the Paradoxical Outcome. And then Hero Bladehold. These are both going to go to our sideboard. Okay, and now we are in pick one, pack two. What do we have here? Fourth Aerlingus is a strong control finisher if we want to do some red-white. We're mostly in green and blue, though. We do obviously have the fetch lands, but don't want any of the creatures. Path is probably a good removal spell. Also, Touch the Spirit Realm. Touch the Spirit Realm, yeah, with Triplicate Titan could be good. Or we could just grab the Marsh Flats. Yeah, I'd be happy with Touch, Path. There are other Lose Focus as a counterspell. There are plenty of removals, pieces of removal and counterspells we can get. I'm just going to grab the Marsh Flats, keep the mana base strong. Okay, we have a few different things that we can do. We've got Memory Lapse. Parallax Wave is good, but not really for this deck. Double White is a little hard. Could just grab Otawara. It's another blue pip. I think I'm going to grab the Memory Lapse. I think for our deck, we obviously don't want any of the creatures. We don't want the black stuff. It's really just between Otawara and Memory Lapse, and I think Memory Lapse is probably going to be stronger here. Then here we have Remand, Sink into Stupor, Brainstorm, Woodfall Primus is another top end. We have Triplicate Titan and Ulamog already, but that could be very good there. Woodfall Primus destroys just any non-creature permanent. Yeah, I think we might need... there's also Vamp Tutor. We have the Imp Seal already, and we're not really in black, so I'm not even sure if we'll necessarily be running this, so we probably won't grab that. We have Arid Mesa and Marsh Flats. They can grab us the Underground Sea, but I think we're just going to grab the Woodfall Primus as another top end. Okay, here we have Miscalc, we've got Shelldock, and those are really the only cards I'm interested in of these. There's also Elspeth, but again, the double white is really not what our deck is doing right now. We have the memory lapse, so I'm tempted to leave the miscalc and just take the Shelldock. Let's take the Shelldock. I think we'll have enough playables. Here, ooh, Channel. In a green deck like this with top end, I think Channel's where we want to be. Channeling in Triplicate Titan or Ulamog could be very strong, so we'll grab that. And at this point, I think Imp Seal's going to the sideboard, and there's Emrakul. Yeah, Emrakul is just amazing here, especially for our deck. Yeah, we definitely want Emrakul. Hopefully we can get something like a Leovold, Mere Battlesphere, any of these I'd be happy with, so even Horizon Canopy maybe is just another land, keep the land fixing going, but Emrakul is definitely the pick. So what are we picking here? We have Gris. Gris is a creature, so have to keep that in mind for Oath of Druids. So that's probably not what we want. We can fast bond to just put a ton of lands into play. We can relic, talisman. I think I'll just grab the talisman. That was a tough choice, but we'll grab that talisman. And then let's grab this Restless Finestock, just green and blue. We'll keep the lands going. None of the creatures are really of interest to me. Here, if we have all these lands, we could spec on Field of the Dead. Let's grab Touch the Spirit Realm, actually. That might be good to blink like Triplicate Titan or just to have as removal. We have the Talisman, and we can get white lands that we can fetch with two of our fetch lands, so that's fine. We'll grab the Otawara as more removal in our colors. Sink into Stupor, also good MDFC to have in the deck, good filler for lands and a spell. I don't think we'll be playing Ephemerate, but we'll take Ephemerate and put it in the sideboard for now. Here we'll grab, do we want Treasure Cruise or Soul Guide Lantern as sideboard Grave Hate? I think we just grab Treasure Cruise. We'll grab Gush and Fast Bond. We are now looking at pick one, pack three. Again, want to avoid the creatures. We have Rafine's Tower, we have Temple Garden, Bayou. We can fetch with Marsh Flats. I like Bayou because Temple Garden, we can get that with the Sparas. Or do we want the Rafines if we want like a black fetchable? Is that fetchable with both? Yeah, that's fetchable with both. We'll grab the Rafines here, I think. Yeah, I think that's better than Karn. I would love to grab a Surveil land. Okay, here we have Atali is amazing as another top end that we can put in. It comes in with Oath and Show and Tell. It doesn't come in with Channel. We do have Triplicate Titan, Ulamog, Woodfall Primus, and Emrakul already. That's just a really strong one. Or we could grab the Misty. I feel like our fixing is already very good. What do we have? 27 total. We have 20 total right now. If we cut a couple, yeah, we still do need a couple playables. I think it's between Atali and Misty. We'll grab Atali. I think we have enough fetch lands that I don't think our mana base is really going to be hurting here. So let's do that. Ooh, we have a couple options. So again, we could just keep getting good fixing. We've got Botanical Sanctum, we've got Overgrown Tomb, but I'm really looking at this Strip Mine. I think Strip Mine is just good. If we're taking a while to set up, Strip Mining early could set our opponents back in a great way. So let's grab that. Ooh, and then we have Strip Mine Renin 6. Could be very interesting. Fabled Passage for more fixing. I don't think we need all of the fixing in lands, but with double fetch and Strip Mine. I like Wrenn and 6. Other than that, what might I be interested in here? Frantic Search is just a good card. We have a Disenchant effect here. Winds of Abandon. I mean, there is good removal, but I just like Wrenn and 6 with Strip Mine and fetches, and we have a Mox Ruby to maybe even turn 1 a Wrenn and 6. We'll grab that. Then here, I like the look of maybe Manamorphose to fix some of our mana here. None of these other ones are really calling out to me all that much. Lingering Souls, probably don't want the creatures. We're not a Doomsday deck. Hull Breacher goes with the Narset Wheel thing, but again, it's a creature that we don't really want. Blooming Marsh is kind of an off color that's not fetchable. I think we just grab the Manamorphose here, and we might not even play it. Okay, now we have Omnath, and this was another thing that was in the back of my mind when I was grabbing all the fetches and multicolored lands and things. This is a mana base that could definitely support an Omnath, but that's not something that we really want to be cheating in with the Oath, the Channel, the Show and Tell. Blightsteel, on the other hand, is definitely something that fits that very well. I know we have a lot of top end creatures, but we'll figure it out during deck building. I think this is just one of the ones, particularly with Channel in the deck, that we want to have. Then here we have Talon Gates, could be removal in a pinch. Creeping Tar Pit as a man land, again, slightly off color. Manifold Key we're really not taking advantage of. Don't want the creatures. City of Traders, again, we really want colored pips, so I'm just going to grab the Talon Gates. Crater Hoof is not the kind of top end that we need. Upheaval could be interesting. I don't think we're a great Upheaval deck. I mean, we have Mox Ruby, we might be playing the Talisman, but we'll grab this Pillage the Bog on spec, I think. We'll just grab the Karn, I think. We're not going to be playing Trumpeting Carnosaur. We're not going to be playing Canker Bloom. We could just grab the Talisman. I don't think we're really going to be playing Karn here. Yeah, let's just grab the Talisman, actually. Do we want to have Green Sun for Woodfall Primus or Generous Ent? I don't think so. We'll just grab this Wastewood Verge. More lands is never bad. And then we don't want any of the creatures. Just grab a Faithless Looting. Or we'll grab the Toxic Deluge. We can splash that if we need creature removal. I think that's better. And one of the things that the deck is missing a little bit of. We'll grab Frantic Search. Yep. And then here, we don't really need any of these. We'll just grab the Doomsday, I guess. And we'll grab the Omnath if we do decide to play that. And Manifold Key. Okay, now we are in deck building. We have a number of these top end creatures that we definitely want to have. Definitely keeping those. I think those are good with the Channel, the Oath of Druids, the Show and Tell. These are our ways of cheating the big things in. We also have Woodfall Primus and a Tali that we can consider here. We're not going to be playing this. Probably not going to be playing the Omnath. Gosh is interesting, but I don't think that we need that. Let's take these out for now. We can always add them back in. We have both Walk-in Closet and Wrenn and 6 with the Strip Mine. I like that package. We did originally build, definitely not playing Doomsday. We did originally pick Oko early, so we're obviously going to take that. I'm gonna put these over here for now, just so we can get the lands out of the way and we can look at our non-lands. What else do we have here? Like we said, we want to do the Wrenn and 6. We want to do the Walk-in Closet, Generous Ent. We have very big, powerful creatures. Generous Ent is more land fixing. it's not embarrassing to flip into. We obviously don't want to flip into it, so it's a slight risk. But with these, I think we should be fine. And if we need to up our numbers to lower the percentage chance that we hit Generous Ant, we can always throw in the Italia Woodfall Primus. Let's see, what does our removal look like? We have Deluge, we have Touch the Spirit Realm, Sink into Stupor is a bounce. What is this? Pillage the Bog. Pillage the Bog. Look at the top X cards of your library where X is twice the number of lands you control. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom in a random order. So this is just a draw effect. I don't think that's good enough. That's going away. Fast Bond we don't need. I feel like Fast Bond is more part of the like Omnath lands plan. It's nice to get a couple things out, but it's not super needed. We've got these talismans that help us fix for white and blue if we need to be in that. Or sorry, white and red if we need to be in that. Memory Lapse is definitely in. I like having Narset and Wheel of Fortune. Frantic Search is in. Treasure Cruise, that's another good. Draw Engine, that's in. Manamorphose can help us get into channel or fix colors, especially with a turn one Mox, or just Mox in general, right? We can filter that red mana into anything that we need. I like Manamorphose as a fixer. The talismans I'm not super hot on. We could consider those, but I don't think we need them. If anything, probably the creativity. We don't really need the progress right now. Because Touch the Spirit Realm is not really helping us with any ETBs other than Triplicate Titan if we're using it in our own stuff. And then just as an O-Stone effect, or not O-Stone effect, just as a exile effect for our opponent's creatures, I'm not as keen on that. Deluge, we can probably splash a Deluge, that's not crazy. And then Sink into Stupor is basically free, because that can count as one of our lands. We have this and this. Okay, so there's 20. We probably don't need to have a ton of lands. Let's grab all of these lands. So how many lands do we have? We have 10 lands plus a Mox Ruby. That's basically 11 lands. Then we have Generous Ent. We have Sink into Stupor. Yeah, that's 13. Let's add basics. In the main, we have Deluge, so we do want one swamp. Actually, what are our black sources? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't need a black basic, that's fine. Green we definitely want a lot of. Blue we definitely want a lot of. Red, we have 1. Probably need 1 red, 0 black. What is that? That's 20 now. Probably a little too much. We can probably cut. We got 1 island for sure. And some mountains for what? Mountains for Ren and 6, for Wheel of Fortune. We do have Talisman and Ruby. Do we cut mountain? We could really only grab it with Arid Mesa. Yeah, we're not grabbing it with anything else, and it doesn't cast a ton. Okay, I think we get rid of a forest and the mountain. That might be wrong, but I think this is fine. I think we can probably, we're now at 35 cards. We could probably bring back in the Itali, the Woodfall Primus. What else? We're at 37 now. Do we want to just have, that's 14, 15, we're treating those as the 15, 16, 17. Probably bring in, yeah, let's bring back in the mountain. We might even bring in the forest and then 1 other card to just finish it out. Let's see here. What did we say was the black count? Do we want the Imp Seal? I mean, if we have like show and tell and everything else, Imp Seal could be strong. It's a little slow is my only thing. What do we definitely not want? We definitely don't want the Doomsday. We definitely don't want the Hero. We're not bringing another land right now. The Talisman's not important. Manifold Key, no. Ephemerate, no. PO, no. Pillage the Bog's just not good enough. Fast Bond's more for lands. Omnath, we have enough creatures anyway. So it's really these. It's Gush, Touch, and Imp Seal. Return 2 islands you control to their owner's hand to draw 2 cards. I think we have enough card draw. I mean, we have Frantic Search, Metamorphose. There was something. There's the wheel, obviously. Yeah, let's grab the Imp Seal. Let's do that. I think that should be fine. Okay, we will save this deck. Okay, so this is the final deck, and let's go into round number 1. Okay, we are here in round number 1, and we are on the play. Let's see what this hand looks like. Ooh. Okay, so we got Ruby, Generous Ant, Sink into Stupor. So even though it doesn't technically have lands, it kind of has lands. So I'm tempted to keep this, actually. We can do Sink into Stupor, Ruby, use Ruby to fetch with Generous Ant and play a tap land and then turn to Oko. We'll keep this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We are going to play a Mox Ruby. And then we will immediately Forest Cycle the Generous Ent and grab the Spar's Headquarters and play that as our land for turn. And then we'll pass back to them. Okay, they play Taiga and Faithless Looting. They've put Zagoth Triumph and Crabomination in the yard, so might be Reanimate. If they are reanimating, I think it might be best to keep Sink into Stupor in hand. The Otawara can return some stuff if we control legendary creatures. If we cast the Oko, we won't have a legendary creature. So in this spot, I think playing the Otawara and keeping up the Sink into Stupor is better than the alternative. So we'll play Otawara as our land for turn, and then we will play the Oko, and we will immediately uptick and pass. They play Botanical Sanctum as land for turn, and they're playing Metamorphose. Okay. They have red-blue in the pool. They're just trying to draw cards. They're trying to get into something here. Interesting. Very interesting. Here, I don't think we necessarily need to play a land. I know missing a land drop is not great, but most of our spells are lower mana spells. So I think keeping up the Sink into Stupor is going to be good. We're just going to uptick the Oko on the food token. See how they want to respond to that. Okay, we'll go to combat. We'll swing in with the food elk. Then second main, we'll play out the Wrenn and 6. And we will uptick Wrenn and pass the turn. Okay, they have City of Traders here. Okay, they're casting Frantic Search. That's fine. More lands going into the graveyard. Flashing back the Faithless Looting. Okay. They're really trying to dig for something here. More lands going into the graveyard. Let's pop out the graveyard. Yeah, just the Crabomination. I think they might be doing some sort of reanimator thing, but they're in so many different colors that I'm not quite seeing the vision for their deck here. Let's cast the Metamorphose to begin with. Or no, do we want to keep up the Sink into Stupor? Yeah, I don't know how we're losing if we just keep up the Sink into Stupor, so maybe we just don't tap here, and then we can always Metamorphose during their turn. We're gonna uptick Oko, uptick Wrenn, and then we're gonna go to combat and swing in with the food again. Pass back. So now we can easily exchange control with Oko. We've got Sink into Stupor up. I don't think we've quite finish it off, but we're definitely getting this hooks in very seriously here. Okay, they play Badlands. They're tapping for mana. Palantir of Ornthink. That's fine. I don't care so much about that. I know it's card advantage, but it's not so much that we can't race it better with what we have. I will have them put into the graveyard, I believe. They did leave 2 on top. Let's put into the graveyard. What went in the bin? It's just island, and we don't need to cast anything here. Or do we want to just sink into Stupor the Palantir to slow them down? I could buy that. Let's do that. Let's cast the Sink into Stupor on the Palantir. And now they've set up their deck thinking that that's going to be in play, and it's not. Okay, we'll play Forest. Let's play the Metamorphose, maybe? Let's play Metamorphose. And then let's make a red and a green mana. Ooh, let's just do this. Let's go tap for another green, play channel, and then we're going to channel into Emrakul. Okay, we have now channeled Emrakul and won the game. Wow, what an unbelievable play. That was amazing. Mox Ruby, Oko, Renin 6, Emrakul. What a win. That was incredible. Okay, let's go to sideboard. Okay, I don't think we've really need to sideboard much. We haven't seen a lot of their deck. They may be doing some graveyard shenanigans, it seems, with the creature that they put in the bin, the Carbomination, and the Palantir, but we don't have a lot of grave hate that I'm seeing. Yeah, we don't have a lot of grave hate in the side. The only real things that we would ever really be bringing into the side is some sort of ephemerate effect against tokens, touch as removal. I could see, I mean, if they are doing reanimate, maybe we do want touch the spirit realm. We can get white pretty easily with our fetch lands and the triomes, generous. Yeah, we can get white pretty easily, so maybe we get rid of Manamorphose for the touch. No, I think like we saw in that game, Manamorphose into channel to fix our colors is probably better. I think we stick with the original game plan, wait to see more of their deck, and if we need to change, we can change. I'm just going to submit. Okay, what do we have here? We have Spar's Headquarters, Wasteland Verge. We have 2 lands towards the Show and Tell, and then Show and Tell Emrakul, Show and Tell Woodfall Primus. Those are both just very strong, so I think we keep this, and then hopefully we can draw into land number 3. They kept 6 and played Island. I'm going to play Spar's Headquarters as land for turn and pass. Drew into Memory Lapse, so we can play the Wasteland Verge next turn and keep up Memory Lapse for their turn 3 play. Okay, Forest and pass, that's fine. Ooh, we could also just do the Marsh Flats. We do have the Rafine's Tower that we can get with the Marsh Flats. I think that's probably what we'll do. But then we drop the Wasteland Verge. No, if Marsh Flats is always going to be a tap land, we want to get that out of the way now. So we'll play the Marsh Flats and we'll pass back, and then we can grab the Rafine's Tower. So that way we can Wasteland would Verge into Show and Tell. Okay, Swamp. They're going to play the Palantir. That's fine. They go to end step. I'm just going to fetch now. Grab the Rafine's Tower and let them do their thing with the Palantir. We're not going to let them draw. They put Vert Catacombs. It's fine. Then we will play out. We'll play the Wastewood Verge. Then I think it's time to just Show and Tell. So let's see what we can do. I'm thinking maybe we put in the Woodfall Primus. If they have big creatures, it might make more sense for us to get rid of their big creature as opposed to risking Emrakul. No, I mean, Show and Tell Emrakul is just... Yeah, we're going to cash Show and Tell here, and we're going to pick Emrakul. Okay. Well, good thing we didn't pick the Woodfall Primus with the destroy trigger. They put in Ulamog against our Emrakul, and then we have to sacrifice our whole board when they attack, which sucks. Okay, I think this is basically it. They've just completely wiped our board now. Oh, this is brutal. And what have we been? Blightsteel Colossus. Yeah, so they just won. Okay. That's fine. They hit us with the Blightsteel, the Ulamog. They're doing a very similar thing. So let's go to sideboarding. So if they have the Ulamog and the Blightsteel as well, they're indestructible, but they can be targeted. So we do probably want to touch the Spirit Realm, and we probably want to get rid of the Show and Tell. I don't think there's anything else that we need here. I feel like we're in a good spot. I don't think the Toxic Deluge is going to be helpful. So maybe we bring in the Gush. I'm just going to bring in the Talisman as more ramp here. Yeah, we'll bring in the Talisman, and then hopefully that should be fine. Okay, so we're getting rid of the Deluge and the Show and Tell against what appears to be a semi-mirror. Let's submit the deck. Okay, we're on the play here. We've got Oath. Oath could be interesting. Actually, Oath is one that I wasn't considering as well. That's another one that, like, in the mirror could be a little sketch, especially if we have Emrakul already in hand. I think I'm going to mulligan this, actually. Let's see if we can get into something better, like properly try and get the channel or one of our other combos. Okay, here we've just got, is it lands and spells? We'll keep this. We will bottom. Want to keep Strip Mine, probably get rid of the basic island here. Get rid of basic island. We will play turn 1 mountain and pass. Playing underground mortuary. Surveilling. Keep it on top. Okay. And then here, because they kept on top, they played that land, I'm just going to strip mine them. I think that favors us. Okay, we'll pass to them. Let's see what they want to do. They just play island. It's fine. We will play island as well. And then here, do we want to ramp with Talisman? I don't think so. I think we just keep up the memory lapse, and then we can always play out the Otawara Talisman to keep up the memory lapse again next turn if we need. So we'll pass here. They play Badlands. Okay, goes to our turn. Play the Otawara. Tap 1, 2 for the Talisman. Pass through. Still keeping up the memory lapse. We'll see if they want to cast anything. Okay, they're also playing red and blue lands. They're playing Frantic Search here. I think I'm gonna let that go. That's fine. Frantic Search is fine. I really want to counter what they find as opposed to the Frantic Search, especially with memory lapse, because they can just put it back on top and do it again, and we're really not doing anything here. So, yep, they get rid of some lands. They untap. Passing back to me. That's fine. Let's see how they feel about a Narset. Cast Narset. Yep, not unexpected. Metamorphose is fine. They seem to have a very similar deck to us. Okay, they got green and blue. Pool. They might just be using the Metamorphose now while it's still useful. Yep, that's what I thought. Then we'll activate Narset, see what we can find. We'll grab the channel. That's good. If we find some green mana here, then we'll be in a better spot. Pass back to them. Oh wow, they have the Through the Breach. Okay, well, they might have us here. Yep, that's Ulamog. Okay, Ulamog's coming in with Annihilator 4 at our face. Okay, here's the question. What do we keep? Probably the island, because that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things in graveyard. We might be able to get to Treasure Cruise at some point. Yeah, I think we need to find lands. Keeping Narset is not going to help us, so it's fine. We'll get rid of these. Okay, they have to sacrifice the Ulamog. Okay, we'll play Spar's Headquarters. we might be able to get into walk-in closet and start replaying those lands, so that might be good. They're just passing back, okay. Talisman of Progress. That will let us cast walk-in closet next turn, or we can keep up the memory lapse. They didn't play anything last turn, so I don't see how we move forward in this game if we don't progress our game plan with the walk-in closet play for next turn. So we'll play the talisman and pass back. They play a talisman of their own, yes, and then they pass back to us. Okay. There's a triplicate Titan. I think we play the walk-in closet here, and I wonder if we start hitting their resources, because now we have walk-in closet. We can just grab strip mine and start strip mining them. So let's do that. Let's just play strip mine and start strip mining them. Like, our lands aren't helping us a ton here, because they're not green for the channel. We don't have a ton of life for that anyway. I like this walk-in closet strip mine lock. They'll eventually have to play a land, which will get rid of the City of Traders. I think we're in a good spot here. They're thinking through their turn and just passing back to us. Okay. They're not doing a whole lot. I think we just play the strip mine again, and we strip mine their blue. They have the talisman, but we'll get rid of the blue source. Blue sources are counter magic. We want to get rid of that and just pass back. Not going to waste strip mine on the City of Traders just yet. 2 mana. They played the mountain, so they're sacking the city. That's fine. We have the memory lapse up for whatever this might be. Seething Song. Yeah, Seething Song is fine. We'll see what they cast off of the Seething Song. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, we counter what they cast, not the Seething Song itself, so we'll play Island, Talisman, Memory Lapse that. Now they have to decide what they want to do. Now it goes to our turn. We're going to grab another strip mine. We're going to strip mine another one of their mountains, and then we'll play out Oko that we just drew for turn and make a food. Okay. And they see the writing on the wall and scoop it up. Okay, that is round number 1 in the books, and we won with a walk-in closet strip mine lock after being through the breached in a mirror with some show and tell nonsense. This was a very exciting game. So glad that we got to see the power of this deck all come together. On to the next round. Okay, we are on the play in round number 2. We have a hand that doesn't really do very much. Single land, doesn't cast most of the spells. We're going to mulligan this. Okay, we've got 2 lands. We're 1 land away from actually using the channel Ulamog here. So I think we might keep this and bottom the Deluge because we're pretty far away from that. So we'll keep this, hopefully draw into a land. We'll just play Forest and pass to start. Okay, we'll play Forest and pass the turn. They play Triumph and pass back. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we got into a Spar's headquarters, so we will play that and pass to them. And then I think we're probably going to end up channeling next turn as opposed to show and tell. There's no reason to risk whatever they might have. Fanatic of Ronas. That is perfectly fine. Okay, and then here we have a Tali. Let's do play the Talon Gates. Phase out the Fanatic. Then we will go green channel, and we will channel in an Ulamog. And we will destroy their Zeotorus Proving Ground and see what they have to say about that. Okay, Ulamog is in play. And then we can follow it up with Show and Tell Tali next turn if we really need to, but I think we're going to be in a good spot here if I just get to crack in with Annihilator 4. Don't want to speak too soon, but this could be a quick game here. Okay, they play out a Chromatic Star. Okay, they're trying to draw a card. They gotta find something. They're using Bone Shards. They tried to Bone Shards the Ulamog that has indestructible by discarding their Vamp Tutor. I mean, I guess it's just a misplay, but I feel like if you have Vamp Tutor and a fetch land, like maybe try and find something. I guess they thought the Bone Shards was the answer, so whatever. Misplay, we win game one, and let's go to sideboarding. They have creatures. We saw Vamp Tutor, we saw Bone Shards, we saw Chromatic Star. I think we just go over the top of them. I don't think that we have to worry about their little creatures. We have the Deluge in the main anyway. If we need it, yeah, I think we just run it back as is. Just submit the deck. We have all of our top end with no answers. One of the A-B combos is the Oath of Druids, especially in a smaller creature deck against the smaller creature deck. That's going to be helpful. So this hand doesn't work. It's got too many big creatures and nothing to actually play, so we'll mulligan. I like Oko and lands. We can Imp Seal for Oath. Probably put back the Treasure Cruise. We just want to keep all of our lands in Oko. Keep this. Put Treasure Cruise back and see what they want to do. Okay, Darkslick Shores. Pass to us. Ooh, they cast an Ancestral in our upkeep. Very strong play. I will play this. Ooh, how do I want to play this actually? If I play a forest, then this taps for black on turn 2, or actually Talongates taps for black on turn 2. Yeah, we'll play the Restless Vinestalk and pass to them. Okay, they play out a Razorverge Thicket and an Elvish Mystic back to us. I think this is our opportunity to play out the Talongates. We'll phase out their Elvish Mystic, and then we will tap for a black to play an Imperial Seal. And then here, question is, what do we want to grab? We don't even necessarily need the Oath anymore because we have Blightsteel in hand. Do you want to just grab the Blights, play the Blightsteel? We could do like Channel, we could do Show and Tell. Let's just grab the Channel, I think. 12. Yeah, I mean, we'll have 1, 2. Yeah, let's grab the Channel. Channel's just strong. This is a Channel deck. They're Vamp Tutoring. They're trying to find their piece as well. I mean, Ancestral into Vamp Tutor is a very strong start. Be interested to see what their deck can do. Can it beat Channel into Blightsteel? And us going down to, what, like 7 life? We tap out for that. Or we could just play it slow in Oko, although I don't think there's a need to do that. Okay, so here they play Chromatic Star. They're immediately cracking it, drawing a card, and Leovold. Okay, we draw Channel. We will play the basic forest, and then, yeah, we came here to Channel. We're going to Channel. Let's go Channel. Okay, they see us just filtering a bunch of mana into Channel, and they just scoop it up from there. We were going to play the Blightsteel Colossus, and against a creature deck with black removal, destroying indestructible is just not going to work, as they saw in the last game. So win this 1 and 2, and we are on to match number 3, and hopefully we can get the 3-0. Let's see it. Okay, we are here in match number 3, round number 3, going for the 3-0 undefeated trophy in Vintage Cube Draft. We are on the draw. This is for all the marbles, so let's see if channeling into the biggest, dumbest creatures in all of Vintage Cube is enough to take us to the undefeated promised land. Okay, and here we have it. I mean, this is pretty close. This isn't quite what we're looking for, but this is pretty close. I mean, we have Forest, Walk-in Closet, Strip Mine is very close. We've got 1 green towards Channel, but we don't have top end guy. We have these black cards that we just can't cast. It's close, but I don't think that it is strong enough. There are just too many things that can go wrong with this hand. So I'm going to begrudgingly mulligan this. We are on the draw. There is a chance we get into a land here, and then we can start doing land walk-in closet stuff, but it's just such a slow game plan, and we have channel. There are too many ways this hand goes wrong. Let's just look for a hand that actually plays as opposed to risking it. Okay, what does this hand do? This hand is nearly identical. It's got a Woodfall Primus. Well, what we could do is we could keep the Woodfall Primus. We don't have the opportunity to do, well, we can Metamorphose into Imp Seal to then get something to get us into Woodfall Primus, or yeah, I think we keep this. We get rid of the Deluge. The plan is Imp Seal for something to utilize the Woodfall Primus or Oath if they're a creature deck. I think that has to be the plan here. Probably play a tapped Sink into Stupor on turn 1. See what they do. So they kept their 7. Now they're playing Mountain with no turn 1 play. Interesting. We're going to play Sink into Stupor tapped, pass back to them. They play Swamp and pass. We can play the Talon Gates and then Imp Seal. Ooh, so we can play Talon Gates. We can Imp Seal to grab Narset, and then we could Narset Wheel, or we could grab Oko. Well, let's definitely play Talon Gates. No target, that's fine. We will filter for a black, cast an Imp Seal. Question is, what do we want to get? We're not going to grab Oath. We don't really want to grab Channel because we have Woodfall Primus in hand. Show and Tell is sketch with what they might have. So the question is really, is it better to grab Oko for a value or Narset with Wheel of Fortune? With Wheel of Fortune already in hand, I think we just grab Narset and see what we can do. Yeah, we'll grab the Narset here. They play Arena of Glory. They play Goblin Rabblemaster. Yep. So they are playing aggro. They just had a slow start. Do we want to play Narset here? Narset's just going to die. If we wait until we get to 4, we're really not doing much of anything anyway. In order to play around the Goblin Rabblemaster, we really need to Narset and Wheel in the same turn, which with Talon Gates, Wheel is like 4 mana really. So it's 7 total mana of our 4 showing in hand right now. I don't think we're getting there. Oh, well, actually we could Metamorphose into Wheel of Fortune, just draw a totally new hand. I don't hate that actually. Yeah, let's Wheel of Fortune. Let's see if we can change things up. Grab a channel or something. Let's see. Grab red, blue. Oh, and we find the channel. No, I think we still need to Wheel of Fortune here and try and find Oath against Goblin. Okay. Yep, we found Oko. Found a lot of the big top end guys. We've got Talisman. This is fine. I'm going to pass back to them. Seems like a very streamlined stompy deck here on their end. Rabblemaster is going to be tough to beat before we can get one of our big guys out. With the Talisman and the Island. Oh, what do we got here? Rampaging Raptor. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay. Play Island. Play Ruby. Think we Treasure Cruise here. Just try and draw into something. Yeah, let's Treasure Cruise. See what we can find. Deluge. Oh my god, that's exactly what we need. That's perfect. Okay, let's do Deluge. So we'll go Deluge for 4. Kill everybody. Perfect. Okay. Well, they do have Arena of Glory, so we're not out of the woods yet, but that was big. They're playing Mana Vault. Oh, and passing back. That's huge for us. Okay. So here we can play Restless Vinestock. We'll play Talisman. And then we'll go blue, green, colorless for Oko. And then we will uptick Oko to make a food. Hopefully the food can get us into a bit more life, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we should have enough to cast a Tali next turn. Yep, and perfect. They use the Shieldred to kill our Oko. We've got Mana Vault triggering here. Okay, I'm gonna pass back to us. What do we find? Marsh Flats. May cast any number of spells this way, so lands are good to play. We'll play out this, and we'll cast a Tali. Let's see what we find here. We'll go... We don't actually want Oath of Druids here, funny enough. We will grab the Inti though, and we'll pass back to them. Okay, they kill the Inti. We have an Atali, and we've got this food token to gain us a little bit of life if we need. We could get to Ulamog at some point. That wouldn't be crazy. Play this Marsh Flats. We'll keep up the Otawara. Let's go cast the Walk-in Closet. We'll go green, blue, colorless. Then we'll go to combat. We'll swing in with the Tali, and then we'll pass. We've got Otawara up. We can fetch Marsh Flats. We can crack the food. Kind of do whatever here. Foretold card. Okay. They're playing a Mox Emerald. That's fine. On their end step, we are going to sack this food, gain some life, and go to our turn. Triplicate Titan is very good here. I need to play the Otawara if we're going to Triplicate Titan. 5/5. So 5/5 and 7. That's just lethal on board. Do we just have lethal here? And then combat. You know, blocks, and we win. We just had lethal on board. There we go. Okay, we'll go to sideboarding. Okay, got through that one through the skin of our teeth. I think there probably were better things to Imp Seal for there. We were very lucky to get into the Deluge and glad that was in the deck game one. So we will make sure that we are keeping in the removal spell. So we'll bring in Touch the Spirit Realm. And the question is, what do we get rid of here? I think even for the fact that they have creatures like Shieldred and stuff like that, our show and tell and parallel effects, we're just going to be able to be better than that with what our top end is. I think probably the Walk-in Closet is what I'm... and like the Ren and 6 package, I don't think that that's necessarily where we need to be here. Although I wonder if maybe Ren and 6 is better to get rid of because like the Planeswalker plan against their early attackers is not great. Although Ren and 6 can just ping down anything with 1 toughness. Yeah. Okay. Let's get rid of Walk-in Closet. I think that's just a little too slow for what we're doing here. Touch the Spirit Realm. Exiling their stuff is just better. And then we probably want to bring in actually a Plains to grab with Marsh Flats. Let's do that. Let's, yeah, maybe we add a Plains. What do we get rid of if we add a Plains? No, we have Rafine's Tower and Spar's Headquarters. It's fine. I will note, I did notice that Marsh Flats can only bring in tap lands, but I think that's still fine. So we'll just submit the deck as is. We can always metamorphose. That's fine. Okay. And they had a Delayed Blast Fireball was their foretold card. What do we have here? We have Shelldock Isle, Marsh Flats, Forest, Toxic. Yeah, I mean, this has lands and spells. We saw how powerful Toxic Deluge can be. We're going to keep this. Let's see what they want to do. Mountain, that's fine. Let's go with Marsh Flats and pass. We'll grab our tap land, and then we can shell dock or whatever we need to do. End step, we'll crack Marsh Flats. We'll grab the Spar's Headquarters in case we draw Channel. Frantic Search. Okay, then we don't have a play here, so we'll just play the Shelldock Isle. Here... Ooh, do we want Blightsteel? Do we want Woodfall Primus? I think we want Blightsteel. Okay, pass back to them. They Bone Crusher us. Now Bone Crusher's on Invention. They're probably just gonna play land and play that. They play a Mana Vault. That's fine. They're tapping Mana Vault and a red for a Rabble Master. Okay. Okay. They got token coming in. Okay. Here. What do we want to do? I could Frantic Search. Yeah, I kind of want to hold off on the Deluge. I don't want a 1-for-1. I want to use that as a board wipe. So I think Frantic Search is probably better. And in that case, question is, do we want to strip mine them, or do we want to develop our own mana? I mean, we have Generous and we can get more mana. I think we play strip mine, we play Frantic Search, and then we can keep up like a memory lapse or something. Let's do that. Play strip mine. Let's do Frantic Search. Discard. Oh, and then we just have show and tell into Emrakul. That's amazing. We will discard. We don't even really need the Generous Ent at this point, so we'll get rid of Generous Ent and Forest, and then we can just play Wastewood Verge next turn. Yeah, let's do that. Any order. Untap our lands, and then just immediately show and tell. Yeah, let's show and tell. Put in the Emrakul. See what they want to put in. Okay, they put in a Shieldred. That's fine. Shieldred's not going to beat our Emrakul. I think it's just Emrakul swing and we got it. Let's see what they can do here. Oh, Shieldred's Edict. Very good. Very good here. Okay. Nice. Well, that's strong. Ooh, and then the Shieldred means we can't Toxic Deluge. Wow. Wow, they got us here. Okay. I think that's all she wrote then. Wow. They had exactly the answer. Unbelievable. Okay. Let's play the Wastewood Vert. I just want to see if maybe we can draw into something here. I don't know what we could draw into. I mean, there's nothing with Shieldred. Yeah, we'll just concede here. Okay, go to sideboard. I don't think we did anything wrong that game. I think they just got unbelievably lucky to have exactly the right answer. So yeah, let's just run it back as is. Seems good. We would like to take the play here. We got lands into Frantic Search, nothing else. That we're gonna mulligan. Here we have Oath. Oath is good. We will keep Oath. We will put back. Oh, and this is great because we have Generous Ent in hand, so we'll keep that. We'll keep all the lands. We have Wrenn and 6 with the strip mine. Question is, what is better to flip into between Triplicate Titan and Atali? Probably the Atali. Better to keep Triplicate Titan in hand if we get channel. So we'll put Atali back. And then here we will play Forest and pass. And then we will cycle the Generous Ent. Okay. Emerald. Yep. Dark Confidant. Okay. Then on their end step, we will Forest cycle. Generous Ent, grab Spar's Headquarters because we already have the untapped land. It's fine. Okay, here we'll play Strip Mine into Oath. Let's see. Shieldred's Edict with Dark Confidant. They're gonna need that. We're gonna be oathing into some big stuff, but luckily that means that we'll get to keep oathing and they'll keep doing damage with the Dark Confidant, so I think we'll be good here. Okay, we can't gain life now. That's fine. We will oath. Oath here. We will get rid of the Mox Emerald. And then we will strip mine. So Woodfall Primus gets rid of the Mox Emerald. We will strip mine their other land. And then we should be in a good spot to just keep oathing from there. We'll strip mine. Do I want to strip mine yet? No, I think I want to play the Talisman because then I can strip mine twice next turn with the Wrenn and 6. So we'll pass here. They got a Goblin Bombardment. Broadside. Oh, wow. Combat, sending the team. Okay, yep. Oath. Yes, we want to oath. Ulamog, perfect. Then here, we are going to Renin 6. We'll strip mine their black source. Then we will return strip mine, play strip mine, and strip mine one of their other lands. Okay, they're going to fire blast us. That's fine. And then we will pass to them. Hopefully they don't just have land bolts. They have swamp. Okay. Oh, right. They attack with broadside and they just swing the Dark Confidant. They got it. Wow. What an unbelievable play. Yep, nothing I can do against that. They literally got us. Wow. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but that's fine. Okay, so final record 2-1. We had an unbelievably broken deck. I'll pull this back up. I've got it here, but this deck was just something else. I was super impressed with channel into the big stuff. I was super impressed with the strip mine. We didn't get to see the Narset wheel really happen, but we did have a lot of, wheel and draw engines that got us into Deluge in a pinch. There was just a lot of great things that were happening with this deck. We got unbelievably unlucky in that last game that they just, they had it. We were able to come unbelievably close both in game 2 and game 3. Them just having the edict effect on the exact turn that they needed it, them having exactly the fire blast into the goblin bombardment throw. It was just, yeah, it was a really tight game. Could have gone any way, but still very happy with the 2-1. Very happy to be able to draft my first piece of power in Vintage Cube Draft with Mox Ruby here. And yeah, the record is improving. We are now 2-1 for this one, and hopefully we can get a 3-0 undefeated trophy pretty soon. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.